I am the new health and safety advisor here at Cheyenne Mountain. I've been asked to do a series of video entries as part of the record to send back to the Senator Oversight Committee. I have experience working with the military, but I have to admit working at Stargate Command is a little different to anything I've previously experienced. I've been here a couple of weeks now, and already the gold have tried to attack the Earth and nearly destroyed us. Apparently, it was only SG1 that, from what I can tell, through luck, saved us all. It's quite alarming. Also, they're literally like their next mission. One of the members of SG1 got taken over by one of these gold things and became one of them briefly. Apparently, it's a good gold, and then that's okay, apparently. But, I mean, I've got to write a risk assessment for that. How am I supposed to write a risk assessment for an alien snake that jumps in the back of your head and takes over your body, and you can't tell unless, for some reason, their eyes glow? I mean, somebody needs to look into the medical implications of your eyes glowing, for a start. I don't even know where to start writing a risk assessment for that. I mean, what? Wear a collar? I don't under. So, apparently, though, I'm not to worry. It's just been a heavy week. Apparently, it's not like this normally. After speaking to General Hammond a couple of times now, I've been reassured that most of the missions don't go that way, and that actually SG1 in particular are the best at what they do, and that I really shouldn't be too concerned. Been here a week. It's just over a month in. I think these people could really do some sort of non-interference policy. I'm certain I've seen sci-fi shows on the telly in the past, and they weren't allowed to interfere with other species because it generally doesn't go well. Well, SG1 again, and I'm starting to notice a pattern here. SG1 again, with two missions. One, they got trapped in some sort of virtual reality universe because they just wandered in. And then another one, they released a biochemist terrorist, basically, because they thought she was on their side, because they got imprisoned doing something. I mean, what are these? I've got meetings with this. They keep putting it back and keeping it back, but I'm locking them down. I'm speaking to SG1 in the next week, and they will be told very straight that health and safety matters. I've just completed my meetings with SG1 for the first time. The team is slightly unusual. They're not all military personnel for a start, which is I appreciate, very unusual. They're led by a Colonel O'Neill, 2 L's. He said that several times. He doesn't seem to quite grasp what we're trying to do here with the health and safety initiative. He made several sarcastic comments, and generally speaking, I'm not sure he was listening for much of the discussion. I'm just really hoping that at least some of what I was saying got through and that he won't do anything too stupid. I'm absolutely certain, however, that he's an excellent military officer, and I'm sure that what I saw was just what I get sometimes from the military is a slight contempt for the health and safety. But I'm confident I'll win him over. Number 2 in command is a Captain Samantha Carter. Now, she was lovely until I suggested that the cable management in this building was a bit of a problem. Then she got a bit snarky. But, generally, though, I don't think we'll get any major problems from Captain Carter. She seems to really be a very, very intelligent woman, and I'm certain she won't do anything that's going to cause me any problems. Tialk didn't say anything at all. Not a word. Nothing. Wouldn't even say hello. Daniel Jackson is the one that I'm actually relieved about. He seems to be very intelligent. He was more than willing to engage me. He took a lot of what I was saying on board. He actually has some very useful and sensible insights into things that we can do within the base and off-world to make things a little bit safer. Now, after everybody else I've come in contact with so far, actually speaking to Daniel has made me quietly happy. And God forbid, I don't want anyone to lose their lives under my watch. That is my main job. I do not want anybody to lose their life. And I'm absolutely confident that Daniel Jackson will be absolutely fine. Messing with alien technology is becoming a little bit of a problem. And it seems to be O'Neill, 2Ls. He said that again repeatedly in the post-incident interview I had. They brought some alien technology back, this ball thing, that turned out to be quite a nasty little weapon. Big spikes came out, went straight through O'Neill, threw him against a wall, pinned him against the thing. And then we found out that it's actually got these like nano or biomolecular or some tiny little life forms everywhere. They just picked it up and brought it back through the gate. I now have to write a risk assessment that says, don't bring alien stuff back that you don't know what it does. I know the idea of the team is they're supposed to be going out and gathering technologies that can help us fight the gold, but I mean, just don't bring something back if you don't know what it is. Just don't play with it. If you find something that's useful, bring that back when you know what it is. Other than that, though, don't play with it. I don't know how these people expect me to be able to write these damn risk assessments when I'm having to write "Don't play with alien technology" as one of the titles. It's mad. Apparently, not all the gold are bad. Apparently, there's these Tokra ones, and they're apparently all right. There is a retired military officer that's now one of them, but it seems to have made him better, so that's fine. So I don't think I need to do a risk assessment on them. Just the other ones that are evil. That I have to figure out a risk assessment for. Still haven't figured out anything beyond, like, wear a collar. But I'll keep working on it. He stuck his head in an alien device. His whole head. I tell them, don't play with alien technology. I tell them, don't bring them back to the base unless you know what it does. I wrote a risk assessment. That's what it's titled. Don't bring alien technology back to the base unless you know what it does. So he took that advice on board. O'Neill 2Ls. Instead, he stuck his head in an alien device. Weirdly, it didn't turn out that great. I've now found another alien species I have to do a risk assessment on. They're called the Asgard, and they're incredibly powerful. They might be even more powerful than the Golds, and that's saying something. So don't annoy those little fellas is going to be the title of that risk assessment. But he put his head in an alien device. He put his head. Never. In all my days of risk assessments and trying to keep people safe, that's all I want to do. I just want to keep people safe. When you're writing a risk assessment, generally, you write them quite vaguely. You allow people to have common sense. But how do you write a risk assessment that involves the risk of time travel? What to do in case of time travel? It's going to be long. I don't quite know where to start. Maybe if I could time travel, my future self could tell me. But I mean, there's not just the risk of the people. There's the risk that they could go back in time and destroy our timeline. I mean, I wanted a job that was a challenge. But, so, yeah. That happened. And nobody seemed bothered either. Everybody was all, hey, been back to the 60s. That was nice. And then they jumped to the future as well. That's good. Nobody seemed fussed. I'm the one that's got to write all the reports and write the risk assessment and then send this video log back to the oversight committee. No, nobody gives a crap about that. It's going to be so long.